A woman walks into a hospital after months of feeling tired. Nothing extreme, no unbearable pain, no dramatic symptoms, just exhaustion, headaches, and a strange feeling that something inside her body isn't right. Doctors run blood tests, scans, physical exams. Everything comes back normal. She's told to go home and rest. But hidden deep inside her body, cancer is already growing. Weeks later, an experimental artificial intelligence system analyzes her medical data. In less than 10 seconds, it detects something no human doctor noticed. A tiny warning buried in patterns invisible to the human eye. The AI predicts she may have cancer before the disease becomes deadly. Doctors investigate further, and this time, they find it. Stage 1, small enough to treat, early enough to survive. That moment changed everything. Because for the first time in human history, machines are beginning to detect cancer before doctors can even see it. Not because doctors are failing, but because artificial intelligence is learning to recognize microscopic clues humans simply cannot process fast enough. And now, scientists around the world are asking a terrifying and exciting question. What happens when AI becomes better than humans at finding disease? Could this technology save millions of lives? Or are we entering a future where machines will decide who lives and who dies? Tonight, we uncover the shocking reality behind the AI revolution in medicine, the breakthroughs already happening inside hospitals, the patients whose lives were saved at the very last moment, and the frightening risks nobody is talking about. Welcome back to the channel. If you love powerful documentaries about health, science, and the future of humanity, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because what you're about to hear may completely change the way you think about cancer forever. The silent killer humanity still fears. Cancer is one of the most terrifying words a human being can hear. Every year, millions of families around the world receive the same devastating phone call. A doctor sits across from a patient, takes a deep breath, and says the words that instantly divide life into two parts: before the diagnosis and after it. The fear of cancer does not only come from pain, it comes from uncertainty. It comes from the fact that cancer often grows silently for years without symptoms. By the time many people discover it, the disease has already spread through the body like wildfire. That is why early detection matters more than almost anything else. When cancer is caught early, survival rates can rise dramatically. Some cancers become highly treatable when discovered in stage 1. But once cancer spreads, treatment becomes harder, more expensive, and far more dangerous. For decades, doctors have fought this invisible enemy using scans, biopsies, blood tests, and years of medical training. And yet, even the best specialists in the world sometimes miss the earliest signs. Not because they are careless, because the human brain has limits. A radiologist may examine thousands of medical images every week. Tiny tumors can hide inside shadows so subtle they look almost invisible. Fatigue, pressure, and human error can affect even the most experienced professionals. And cancer takes advantage of every second. This is where artificial intelligence enters the story. Unlike humans, AI does not get tired. It can analyze millions of images in hours. It can compare patterns across enormous data sets impossible for any doctor to memorize. It can notice tiny changes hidden inside medical scans that look completely normal to the human eye. At first, many scientists doubted it. The idea sounded almost impossible. Could a machine really learn to detect cancer? Could software identify disease more accurately than trained doctors who spent decades studying medicine? The answer shocked the world. The moment AI began outsmarting humans, in laboratories across the United States, China, the United Kingdom, and other countries, researchers began feeding AI systems millions of medical images: mammograms, CT scans, MRIs, lung scans, pathology slides, endless streams of medical data. At first, the systems made mistakes. Terrible mistakes. But AI learns differently than humans. Every error becomes information. Every correction improves the system. Gradually, the machine started recognizing hidden patterns linked to cancer, patterns too complex for humans to fully understand. Then came the breakthrough that changed medicine forever. Researchers tested an AI system against expert radiologists in detecting breast cancer through mammograms. The results stunned even the scientists themselves. The AI reduced false negatives. It reduced false positives. In some cases, it detected cancers doctors missed entirely. Imagine that for a moment. A machine looked at the same scan as a human expert and saw something invisible. That discovery sent shockwaves through the medical world. Suddenly, hospitals, technology companies, and governments began pouring billions into AI healthcare research. The race had begun, not just to build smarter machines, but to build machines capable of saving human lives before it's too late. The woman saved by a machine. One story in particular spread rapidly across the medical community. A middle-aged woman went for a routine breast screening. Doctors reviewed her mammogram and found nothing alarming. She was sent home relieved, believing she was healthy. But her scan was later analyzed by an experimental AI program being tested in the hospital. The AI flagged a tiny abnormality. At first, some doctors believed the system was wrong. The image looked almost completely normal. But after additional tests, doctors discovered a very small tumor hidden deep inside the tissue. It was real. The cancer was caught early enough for successful treatment. That woman survived because an artificial intelligence system noticed something humans overlooked. Stories like this began appearing again and again. Lung cancer detected months earlier. Skin cancer identified from photographs. Brain tumors found faster than traditional analysis. Some AI systems even started predicting cancer risk years before visible symptoms appeared. And suddenly, a terrifying possibility emerged. How many cancers had humanity been missing all along? Why human eyes miss cancer? To understand why AI is becoming so powerful, we need to understand the brutal complexity of cancer itself. Cancer is not one disease. It is hundreds of diseases. Each cancer behaves differently. Some grow aggressively. Others hide silently for years. Some tumors blend into surrounding tissue almost perfectly. Even among expert doctors, interpretations can differ. A radiologist looking at a scan might see harmless tissue. Another may see something suspicious. Medicine often involves probabilities, judgment calls, and uncertainty. Now imagine feeding millions of these cases into a machine learning system. The AI begins identifying patterns no single human could ever memorize. Tiny pixel differences, subtle tissue distortions, microscopic texture changes, relationships between age, genetics, blood markers, and imaging. The machine does not see like humans do. It calculates probabilities across enormous oceans of data. And because AI never forgets a case, its knowledge grows continuously. This creates a frightening reality. Machines may soon recognize cancer signatures humans literally cannot perceive. Not because doctors are unintelligent, because the scale of information exceeds human biological limits. The race to build the ultimate cancer AI. As evidence grew stronger, some of the world's largest technology companies entered the fight. Massive AI models were trained using hospital databases containing millions of patient records. Researchers partnered with cancer centers to improve diagnostic accuracy. The goal became simple but ambitious: detect cancer earlier than ever before. Some scientists are now developing blood tests powered by AI that search for tiny fragments of tumor DNA circulating in the bloodstream. These liquid biopsies could someday identify cancer before scans even reveal a tumor. Imagine waking up, taking a simple blood test, and discovering whether cancer is beginning inside your body long before symptoms appear. It sounds like science fiction, but parts of this future are already happening. Researchers are also combining AI with wearable devices, genetic testing, and personal health tracking. The vision is terrifyingly advanced, a future where disease is constantly monitored in real time. Your smartwatch notices abnormal heart activity. Your blood test detects microscopic warning signals. Your AI health assistant compares your data against millions of cases worldwide. And before you ever feel sick, the system alerts doctors. Humanity may be approaching an era where cancer is found before it can truly become deadly. But this revolution comes with dangerous questions. Can we really trust machines with human lives? Not everyone celebrates the rise of medical AI. Some doctors fear hospitals may rely too heavily on machines. Others warn about devastating mistakes. Because AI is not magic, it can fail. And when medical systems fail, people die. One major concern is bias. AI systems learn from data. If the training data contains errors, missing populations, or racial imbalances, the system may become less accurate for certain groups of people. Imagine an AI trained mostly on scans from one population but used globally. Some patients could receive inaccurate diagnoses simply because the machine never learned enough from people who look like them. That is not a small problem. That is life and death. There are also fears about privacy. To train powerful AI systems, companies require enormous amounts of medical information: scans, blood results, genetic data, personal histories. Who controls this information? Can it be hacked? Could insurance companies misuse it? Could governments monitor people's health in disturbing ways? These questions are becoming more urgent every year. And then there is the most uncomfortable fear of all. What happens if doctors stop trusting their own instincts? The dangerous side of AI dependence. Imagine sitting in a hospital room. An AI system says you probably do not have cancer, but your doctor feels something is wrong. Who should the patient trust? The machine or the human? This conflict is already happening. Some doctors worry younger generations may become overly dependent on algorithms. If AI becomes too dominant, human expertise could slowly weaken over time. And despite impressive breakthroughs, AI systems still make strange errors. A machine may identify meaningless patterns by accident. It may become confused by unusual scans. Sometimes AI produces highly confident answers that are completely wrong. Scientists call this a hallucination. In medicine, hallucinations can be catastrophic. Imagine a patient sent home because an AI system missed their cancer. Or imagine someone receiving unnecessary surgery because a machine falsely identified disease. The emotional consequences would be devastating. That is why many experts believe AI should assist doctors, not replace them. At least for now. The hospital of the future. Walk into some modern hospitals today and you can already see glimpses of the future unfolding. AI systems analyze scans within seconds. Digital pathology tools examine tissue samples faster than human technicians. Algorithms prioritize high-risk patients for urgent review. Doctors increasingly work alongside intelligent software that acts almost like a second brain, and the technology keeps improving. Some researchers believe AI may eventually predict which cancer treatments will work best for each individual patient. Instead of generalized therapy, medicine could become deeply personalized. The AI analyzes your tumor genetics, your immune system, your medical history, your response patterns. Then it recommends the treatment with the highest probability of success. This could transform survival rates worldwide, especially in countries where medical specialists are scarce. Imagine remote villages gaining access to AI diagnostic tools through smartphones. Areas without expert radiologists could suddenly receive advanced cancer screening assistance. Millions of lives in poorer regions might be saved. For some scientists, this is not merely a technological revolution. It is a humanitarian revolution. The human stories behind the technology. But behind every medical breakthrough is something far more important than algorithms. Human beings, parents, children, families praying for more time, a father who wants to see his daughter graduate, a mother hoping to survive long enough to watch her son grow up, a teenager terrified after hearing the word tumor. These are the people at the center of this story. One patient described learning her cancer was caught early by AI-assisted screening. She said the experience felt surreal. A machine had helped save her life. At first, she was frightened by the idea, then grateful beyond words. Because without that early warning, her cancer may have spread silently until it became untreatable. Another patient discovered lung cancer during a routine scan analyzed by AI. He had no symptoms, no pain, nothing alarming. Doctors later told him the tumor was discovered so early that surgery alone could remove it completely. Without AI, the cancer might have remained hidden for years. Stories like these are why so many researchers continue pushing forward despite criticism and fear. Because every early diagnosis represents something priceless. Time, more birthdays, more conversations, more chances to live. Why cancer cases are rising worldwide. Part of the urgency behind AI cancer detection comes from a disturbing global trend. Cancer rates are increasing. Modern lifestyles, pollution, smoking, processed foods, obesity, aging populations, and environmental exposure all contribute to rising cases worldwide. Some cancers are appearing in younger adults more frequently than expected, and healthcare systems are under pressure. Radiologists face overwhelming workloads. Many countries suffer shortages of trained specialists. Waiting times for scans can become dangerously long. AI is being viewed not only as a scientific breakthrough, but as a survival necessity for healthcare systems themselves. Without technological assistance, some experts fear hospitals simply will not keep up with future demand. This is why governments and medical institutions are investing heavily in AI infrastructure, because the war against cancer is growing larger every year, and humanity needs reinforcements. The terrifying possibility of predictive medicine. Now imagine a future beyond diagnosis. A future where AI predicts disease before it even begins. Scientists are already exploring systems capable of analyzing genetics, lifestyle, environmental exposure, sleep patterns, diet, blood chemistry, and family history together. The idea is radical. Instead of waiting for cancer to appear, AI could identify people at highest risk years earlier. A person receives a notification. Your probability of developing colon cancer has increased significantly. Please schedule preventive screening. This future could save millions, but it also raises dark ethical questions. Would employers discriminate against high-risk individuals? Would insurance costs explode? Could people become psychologically trapped by predictions about future illness? Imagine living every day believing a machine expects you to develop cancer. The emotional burden could be enormous. Technology powerful enough to save humanity may also transform society in ways nobody fully understands yet. The billion-dollar AI gold rush. As the promise of AI healthcare grows, so does money. Enormous amounts of money. Technology companies, pharmaceutical corporations, startups, and investors are racing to dominate the future of medical AI. Billions of dollars flow into research every year. Some companies promise revolutionary early cancer detection tools. Others claim AI will completely transform medicine within decades. But critics warn that hype can become dangerous. Not every AI system works as advertised. Some products fail under real-world conditions. Others exaggerate their accuracy. This creates a dangerous situation where desperate patients may trust technologies that are still experimental. Experts stress that rigorous testing is essential, because in healthcare, false hope can be as damaging as disease itself. The emotional fear doctors rarely admit. There is another side to this story few people openly discuss. Fear among doctors themselves. Not fear of technology, fear of becoming obsolete. For generations, medical expertise represented one of humanity's most respected professions. Years of education, training, and experience allowed doctors to diagnose complex illness. Now machines are entering that territory. Some specialists quietly wonder, what happens if AI eventually becomes more accurate than humans in many areas of diagnosis? Will medicine change forever? Will doctors become supervisors of machines rather than primary decision makers? Some experts believe this transformation is inevitable. Others argue human judgment, empathy, and intuition can never truly be replaced. Because medicine is not only about data, it is about understanding fear, delivering devastating news, comforting patients, helping families navigate impossible moments. No machine can truly replace human compassion, at least not yet. The child whose life was saved. One of the most emotional stories came from a pediatric hospital where AI-assisted imaging helped identify a rare cancer in a young child. Doctors initially believed the symptoms were linked to a common illness. The scans appeared mostly normal, but an AI system flagged unusual patterns hidden deep inside the imaging data. Further testing confirmed a rare tumor. The child received treatment early enough to survive. Years later, the family still talks about the machine that helped save their child's life. Think about how extraordinary that sounds. Human civilization has reached a point where software can help rescue children from diseases hidden inside the body. That would have sounded impossible just a few decades ago, and yet it is happening right now. Could AI eventually cure cancer? This question drives enormous excitement worldwide. Detection is only the beginning. Researchers are now using AI to discover new drugs, analyze tumor behavior, and design personalized treatments faster than ever before. Traditional drug development can take many years and billions of dollars. AI systems can rapidly analyze chemical interactions and identify promising treatment candidates. Some scientists believe AI could accelerate cancer research dramatically, maybe even help humanity find cures for forms of cancer currently considered deadly. That possibility feels almost unimaginable. For decades, cancer has represented one of humanity's greatest medical nightmares. Could intelligent machines help end that nightmare? Nobody knows for certain, but for the first time in history, the idea no longer feels impossible. The psychological impact on society. As AI medicine becomes more common, society itself may begin changing psychologically. People may start trusting algorithms more than doctors. Some patients might demand AI reviews of every scan. Others may become terrified of being diagnosed too early, because there is a hidden downside to ultra-sensitive detection. Not every tiny abnormality becomes deadly cancer. Some tumors grow so slowly they may never cause harm during a person's lifetime. If AI detects every microscopic abnormality, millions of people could experience fear, anxiety, unnecessary biopsies, or treatments they may never have needed. This problem is known as overdiagnosis, and it is a serious concern. More detection is not always better if it creates panic or harmful overtreatment. Balancing accuracy, caution, and patient well-being will become one of medicine's greatest challenges in the AI era. Inside the AI brain. So how does this technology actually work? Most advanced medical AI systems rely on deep learning, a form of artificial intelligence inspired loosely by neural networks in the human brain. These systems process massive amounts of data and gradually learn patterns through repeated exposure. Imagine showing millions of cancer images to a machine. Over time, it learns which features are linked to disease. Edges, textures, shapes, pixel arrangements, tiny details invisible to ordinary observation. Eventually, the system becomes capable of making predictions on entirely new cases. But unlike humans, AI often cannot clearly explain why it reached a conclusion. This creates another major problem: transparency. If a machine predicts cancer, doctors need to understand why. Otherwise, blind trust becomes dangerous. Researchers are now trying to develop explainable AI systems that show which areas of scans influence the decision. Because in medicine, accountability matters. Patients deserve explanations, not mysterious black boxes deciding their future. The day AI beats every human doctor. Some experts believe a historic moment may eventually arrive. A moment when AI systems consistently outperform the best human specialists across many diagnostic fields. If that happens, medicine may experience one of the biggest transformations in human history. Imagine hospitals where every scan is instantly analyzed by superintelligent systems trained on global medical knowledge. Tiny cancers detected immediately, rare diseases identified in seconds, treatment plans optimized continuously. The speed and accuracy could surpass anything humanity has ever seen. But it would also force society to confront deeply emotional questions about trust, control, and identity. When machines become better than humans at saving lives, what role remains for human expertise? The risk of a two-tier future. Another fear is inequality. Advanced AI healthcare may become extremely powerful, but also extremely expensive. Wealthy nations and rich individuals could gain access to life-saving early detection, while poorer communities fall further behind. Imagine a world where some people receive predictive AI healthcare capable of catching disease years earlier, while others still struggle to access basic screening. The gap in survival rates could become enormous. This is why many health experts argue AI medicine must remain accessible and ethically regulated, because healthcare technology should not become a privilege reserved only for the rich. The emotional truth nobody can escape. Despite all the excitement surrounding artificial intelligence, one painful truth remains. Cancer still terrifies humanity because it attacks something deeper than the body. It attacks hope. Every diagnosis forces people to confront mortality, to think about time, family, regret, dreams unfinished. And perhaps that is why the idea of AI detecting cancer early feels so emotionally powerful. It offers something people desperately want: a chance, a warning. More time before the storm arrives. That possibility changes everything. The future is already here. The most shocking part of this entire story is that the future people imagine is not decades away. It has already begun. Right now, somewhere in the world, an AI system is analyzing scans inside a hospital. Right now, researchers are training machines to identify diseases earlier than ever before. Right now, patients are surviving because intelligent algorithms noticed hidden warning signs humans missed. Humanity is standing at the edge of a medical revolution unlike anything in history, and nobody knows exactly where it will lead. Maybe AI will help turn cancer into a manageable condition rather than a death sentence. Maybe it will create ethical chaos humanity struggles to control. Maybe both things will happen at the same time. But one thing is certain: the relationship between humans, medicine, and machines is changing forever. Final emotional ending. Imagine living in a world where cancer no longer hides silently for years. A world where diseases are caught before symptoms begin. A world where millions of parents, children, brothers, sisters, and friends survive because technology warned them in time. That future may sound unbelievable, but step by step, it is becoming real. Artificial intelligence is not replacing humanity's fight against cancer. It is becoming humanity's newest weapon. A weapon built from data, algorithms, science, and decades of medical research. But behind every breakthrough, behind every machine, behind every line of code, the true goal remains painfully human: saving lives, giving families more time together, stopping the silence before it becomes tragedy. And maybe that is what makes this moment in history feel so extraordinary. For centuries, humans feared diseases they could not see. Now, for the first time, we are building machines capable of seeing what we cannot. The future of medicine is arriving faster than anyone expected. And somewhere tonight, a patient may survive tomorrow because an AI system detected cancer before any doctor could. If this story opened your eyes, share this video with someone you care about, because awareness can save lives. And as technology transforms the future of health, staying informed may become more important than ever before. Subscribe to the channel for more powerful documentaries exploring the hidden truths shaping our future. And remember this: sometimes the difference between life and death is not years. Sometimes it is a warning caught just seconds earlier.